Alright. Let's crack on into Act 3, Chapter 1, In the Heart of Paper. Home, sour home. Ursula is back, for better or worse. As eccentric as they are, I'm glad I talked to Chaos. It helps me understand my mother a little better, but it's still a lot to take in. Ooh, a new angle of the Naiads. Pretty, very pretty. I returned from reverie to find the Naiads divided. We all retired to our separate rooms for the night. No one spoke, not even to say goodnight. I don't remember falling asleep. I do remember the flashes of reverie that flickered through my mind as I tossed and turned. Impossible landscapes, incredible vistas, vivid surges of light, glowing and refracting. A throne of sun-bleached bone, a shattered silhouette made whole, a heartbeat. In the morning, I find Laszlo and Nora in the kitchen. No sign of Ursula. Weird mood. Ah. Nora's fury, Laszlo's wrath. Weird mood. I see. Needed to go power to go this way. Means those are going to remain hidden. You've experienced a change of the paradigm. You have to get accustomed to it. Ruth opened a path into Chaos's maze for you. I see. Weird or angy? I mean, the vibes are pretty off kilter, I'd say. No one speaks. Nora and Laszlo have barely touched the food they set out for breakfast. It's been out so long it's cold and unappetizing now. Ursula hasn't come out of her room. Several minutes pass in silence, except for the listless chink of silverware on ceramic and the occasional vibration on Nora's phone. After a long sip of water, she clears her throat.
I feel so stupid.
So do I. But what else could we have done?
To be honest, Polly, it just reminds me of your mum going away when you were a kid. And even before that. When you were young, your mum always disappeared for a reason, and she'd always be back. With help, or money, or something useful. I didn't bother to look for her back in the day. Knew she'd be back when she was ready. But this time, felt different. Made me nervous.
That was more than I expected Laszlo to say in front of Nora. Despite her distress, she listens without interrupting. Silence makes Laszlo self-conscious.
Try to eat.
We were right to worry. Now it's clear Ursula was on some kind of secret mission. One we interrupted. Things are stranger and more complex than we realized. None of us have dared knock on her door to ask exactly what happened. Even now, no one has tried. We don't even know if she's here, or if she's snuck back to MKHQ. How did an old woman just get into the ruins of this highly secure, confidential place? Spend time, stay with Laszlo? Spend time with Nora. Let's... Let's spend some time with Nora. We haven't hung out with Nora in a bit. Let's see how she and perhaps Jade are doing. I find Nora at the bottom of the empty pool, right after breakfast. She's scrolling through her phone and doesn't seem to want to be disturbed. Ursula still hasn't come out of her room.
Avoid her forever.
You go. I'm not sure how I'd react to her right now.
That's fair.
I sit down next to her and try to stretch my legs. Every fiber of my body feels.
I don't want to say anything I'll regret. I have all these questions, but I don't know if I really want the answers.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
We're living in a constant, uncomfortable certainty. It's taking its toll on everyone.
I'm going to try and talk to her.
Good luck.
All right. Time to talk, mother! Spill the beans! And they better be pinto, because I want some Mexican for dinner. I head to Ursula's door and knock a few times. No answer. I call her name.
What is it, Polyhymnia?
She knows how much I hate that name. She always uses it. I knock again without replying, and at last she opens the door. She looks weary. Jelly beans? No! Her eyes catch on the necklace around my neck. She makes a point of showing she's noticed it. She knows I know much more than I've let on. Thought she might shy away from it. Instead, she suggests we have a chat.
I'm sure you have so many questions. So many old wounds you'd like to reopen. I will tell the truth. My truth. Although, there are certain things I'd like to keep to myself.
For example, chaos?
Ah, so they told you. Not exactly surprising, but inconvenient.
Inconvenient? That's an interesting word
My
choice.
love for chaos is indeed a forbidden topic. It's too fresh, too strong to put into words.
Huh? You get me talking about chaos, and I'm just gonna. Ooh, ha.
You may be Reveries' new oracle, but you're still my daughter.
You're too young to hear the sordid details of me banging chaos for days. It feels so strange hearing that title in my mother's voice.
I suppose they told you about Gloria's little dalliance with Monoconcern, too.
How did you...
No? Oh, that started before I was cast out. Back then it was a minor issue, but now it is everything.
Before she was cast out? Oh. Interesting. The birds, the beads, and the banging aspirations. Yeah. But no, I can't get distracted. I dropped my entire life on the mainland. My studies, my work, my friends, all to come looking for her. Now that I found her, my presence has barely registered. She hardly seems to care at all. This is why I left in the first place. Yeah, might have been a forced replacement. Okay, so... Oh, do I literally only have one choice? I see. Mention Nora. Demand answers. Alright, this thing has gotten very myriad. So I'm wondering if we're gonna go all the way here, and then we go here, all the way here, and then we go... Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna go up this path, it's gonna unlock this path, we go up this path, and then we continue on. Scornful reaction. Pity for the selfish. Rain misses the clouds. Trust isn't built on lies. Affection despite the trouble. Ooh. Ursula takes my hand. Regret is a path she hardly treads. You can show her the direction. Ursula smiles defiantly. Ursula's a powerful spirit. That need is to be proven your worth. Ursula tells me more. If you gain her trust, she'll let you in on more than meets the eye. I mean, man, I kind of like both of these options. The chaos and the bond and bliss. You can only pick one. Consequences of Nora, I suppose. Yeah, it certainly is. I tell Ursula about Nora's reaction. For a while, she doesn't speak.
Nora and I have a lot in common. Much more than I thought. She'll understand.
I can't help but be a bit jealous. I'm not sure my mother would ever say the same about me. Like our chaos seems to lead to answers plus more questions. Like, yeah, funny how that always is.
She'll surprise you too.
I don't understand what this is supposed to mean, but Ursula won't say anything more. I wonder if the reason she tried to push me to be an artist... What if the artist thing is the long con, like, ultimate plan that her and Chaos were going to use to break Glory from Monoconcern? And so because we didn't go the artist path and Nora did, Nora has been prepped to be the inciting spark or whatever it is that's going to break Monoconcern from Glory. How much of this is dominoes that have all been set up, just waiting for the time to be knocked over? How long has this scheme been going?
I'm sorry to have scared all of you. Call it abandonment if you must, but I did not intend to come back. Do you really think I went to MKHQ on a whim?
Yes. What's up with me? What's up with that MK food anyway? Cue laugh track. Her expression is firm and resolute.
I left to stop them. I wanted to use their technology to return to Reverie for good. And to break the connection they fostered with Glory.
Did you find any leads?
She scowls. Not necessarily at me, just at the world in general. As usual. But if she was in Reverie, where the fuck was she?
I did not have enough time. I need not remind you of the interruption. But I'm quite certain of MK's involvement. Their courtship of Reverie must end. The partnership with Glory has already given too much power to Monoconcern.
Okay, it's an inevitable node, so we have to play it.
Yes. They managed to reach out to Glory thanks to a substance and some people.
Some people?
Part of Atina's population has always been able to see the future.
Oh, so what makes them different from the Oracle
It was a
then?
gift from the aspirations to our island.
Something about this go. No, we have not. We've seen her in a cutscene very briefly.
This ability is enhanced by a substance called egregor.
She nods at the flash of recognition that crosses my face.
MK found out. They modified egregor to make it even more potent. And they started conducting tests on people to see if they would respond to it.
So they're literally amassing psychers. Cool. Great.
These subjects, the prescients, became vessels. they could speak Glory's words to MK. This has been going on for a few years, and as a result, MK's power has grown.
I see. Wait. How is seeing the future allowing Glory to speak to them? That's a little... that sounds like two different abilities to me. What do I know? I'm just a serpent.
How do you stop a company that receives help from a god?
I mean, you could kill a god. You could perhaps have like 5 other gods support a compete. You know what? See, what we need is we need the freed god market. All right. So every god is able to establish competing god, corporations, and the most competitive god, has the best, the best prices will come out on top through. And the people will end up winning through the competition from all the gods, And that's why we should be able to worship anyone equally. Like, all right, their communion gives you, some wafers and wine, but like the other god has mead and taquitos. All right, and I don't know about you, but they got bratwurst over there, and that's a pretty nice tall pint. Like, I mean, you're gonna have to sweeten the deal on these sermons. Okay, what do you got? You got some bops in there. All right, that's fine, but those are kind of old timey hits. You need something fresh, something new. Okay. Bond immediately abandons the corporate approach to start an anarchist communes. I'd hope. Yeah, Bond is a decentralized network. Chaos recreates communism. What would be each of them? I feel like Bond. So Bond, I think, would be like small communes. I think Chaos would be closer to just almost pure chaos and self-determination. I don't want to say libertarian, but like, because it's hard to draw a distinction, the difference between how I think Chaos and Bond would go. Where would power is easy. Authoritarian, chuckle fuck McGee. Truth would probably be a technocracy, some kind of meritocracy sort of thing. Bliss, probably. Would Bliss be like a republic of some flavor? Hold on. Joy and protection. She despises any form of hierarchy. So I feel like Bliss would also be in the same vibe as Chaos and Bond, of some sort of decentralized commune situation. Snick. Hey, Arknick, welcome on by.
You can't.
I can understand her cynicism after what she experienced. But I don't think the aspirations are God's. Nora's brochures. What about Jade? Truth might go for the super unbiased AI running the government. Yeah, I would say Truth is either a meritocracy or a technocracy of some flavor. The objective truth. The most optimal form of government. Tell Ursula about the brochures that Nora received. About how she discussed overtures from MK with me and then with Jade. who warned her off in no uncertain terms. Ursula remained silent for a while.
Do not underestimate the amount of data MK has on the residents of Athena. It would follow that they use this data to select targets and appeal to them accordingly.
I hope they'll leave her alone.
Could Nora be a prescient? I won't say it out loud. I'm afraid she'd be mad if I revealed what might be a risky secret. Ursula doesn't say anything more. The silence between us stretches on. She seems to expect something from me. Ursula knew about the prescience and the egregor.
I knew that MK had begun to communicate with Glory, but it would be some time before I understood how. Athena's prescients are usually unable to communicate directly with aspirations. They can only do so because of MK's modified egregor.
Okay.
For quite a while, I had no idea such a substance existed.
Damn. We got GMEs over here, genetically modified egregors. It's news to me, too.
This new egregor. What does modified mean here?
In all honesty, I still don't know. It's more potent, that's for sure. Concentrated. It appears to have had an effect on Glory. She was never one for solitude, but now she's locked herself away in that pyramid of hers.
Or something's trapped her there.
When I met Jade, she mentioned medical tests, MK and egregor, and I could guess what they'd been up to. But that's the extent of my knowledge.
What if it's someone in MK abusing the influence of the emotions and stuff from Brittle going to the aspirations, and they're influencing Glory, perhaps even puppeting her somehow.
I have been trying to return to Reverie for the past 20 years. I knew that it was in danger, that it needed me, and now that I could communicate with it again.
Okay, so she's been kicked out for over 20 years. How? What happened?
I cooperated with MK, hoping to find a way to return to Reverie and to free Glory from their grasp.
I wonder if it was... How old are we? Hold on. Are we 20 years old? I'm pretty sure we're Holly's in her 30s. Fuck. How do I determine today's age? Because she was born in 2010. Changed at 18, so that'd be 28. So we are at least, actually, I think we're in our 40s. 2 plus 10, 12 plus 18 is 30s because I don't know how to fucking count. Okay, so that nixes that theory, because I wondered if, because she had us, you know, the oracleness passed to us, so, but it wasn't that. She was still an oracle while we were a child.
I know how it sounds. I can hear myself, and I'm not proud.
She pauses for a moment, hands wringing themselves around one another.
After several weeks, I realized how wrong I was. The prescience, the modified egregor, was doing something to them. So I decided to escape to Reverie. From there, I thought I could...
She intended to stay there with Chaos, leave us all behind. Live a magical life of eternal love with her beloved aspiration. She doesn't finish her sentence. Instead, she simply waves her hand through the air in my general direction.
I was so close to success when you interrupted.
were having a month-long shag session, and then you picked up my necklace and ruined the vibes, Polly. Thanks for being a wet blanket, daughter of mine. There's a note in her voice that rings of pain and sorrow and missed opportunities. She's wounded, and I won't attack now. She's in defense position. I won't attack ever. I don't need to attack because what she doesn't know is that my deck doesn't contain any bad cards, and I have assembled Exodia. Ooh, chaos. It's gossip time. Which secret will we learn today? I tell Ursula about my first impression of Jade.
After hearing Nora gush about her so much, I expected her to be different, I guess. She's so tired.
I have no need to attack, for I have already won! Exodia, the Forbidden One! Ah!
You don't understand. She's taken on an enormous task. It's exhausting to fight such injustice, especially for one so young. Every time we met, she looked more and more fatigued. Her mental health was suffering. Some of her friends enrolled in a medical program meant to provide assistance to lower-income residents. MK targeting the vulnerable, in other words. They came back badly hurt, and it raised questions Jade could not ignore. Jade has more than one reason to be depressed.
Nora's very fond of her.
I'm not surprised. It's good that the two of them have been able to connect.
Neat. The last straw. I've pushed too far. Oh, I fucked up. So I could go to the left, I could go to the right, but by going to both of them, I'm gonna lose my Chaos Crystal. Fuck. I don't wanna! I guess I should have paid better attention. Can I not have that happen? Nope, I'm fucked. Ursula's clearly getting tired of all my questions. She won't meet my eyes, and she keeps flexing her hands and fingers, almost as though her joints hurt. At another word, she stands up and starts pacing around the pool, hands clasped behind her back. Usually she gets very still when she's deep in thought. Rare for her to have to walk it off. I wonder what she's trying to process. I try to keep my cool and wait for her to come back. Ursula reflects on the people she's hurt. Ursula sits down next to me and lets out a long sigh.
I will apologize to all of you. I'm sorry, Polyhymnia. Yes, I was being selfish, and the plan was absurd, but it almost worked. And if it had, this whole island would be rid of MK by now.
I don't know. I feel like MK has a hell of a lot of momentum, and it will take more than just breaking their connection with a god to do that.
All have been better off. For me, it was a one-way ticket to reverie. But what is one life when you're acting for the benefit of thousands?
I'd never thought of it like that before. Would have lost my mother for good if her plan had succeeded. We look at each other for a moment, not in opposition or agreement. We simply observe one another. It's almost surreal.
Now, we have other matters to discuss.
What's the matter with you? What's the matter with me? Brian empathize with Ursula. Alright, let's try. Attempt to empathize with the person who keeps calling us by the name we don't like. Being angry isn't important now. I just want to understand. I tell her so. Silence follows. As always, I have no idea if it means she's relieved or disapproving. She always thought I was too soft, too gullible, not assertive enough. I think she always wanted me to do better than her, but I never managed to live up to her standards. She looks at the necklace again.
You're probably the only one who can understand exactly what happened. Who I can tell the whole truth.
Exposition time. Spill the beans, mother mine. Her journey into reverie. Okay. How she became Oracle? Strangely enough, reverie is one of the few things we have in
Does
common.
your disappearance have anything to do with reverie?
Ursula smiles at the mention of it.
Of course. I had a great deal of unfinished business there.
We only got through half of the Karma Sutra.
And I loved being the Oracle. I loved it as much as I love being a poet. I'm glad someone can understand now.
I've never seen her so nostalgic. Learning Ursula's secret by reading her missing poem. Oh, I didn't get that one. Damn it! I wanted to. Fuck! I wanted to get that. That was the one I fucked up on earlier. All right, we can do 2 nodes. What's wrong with Glory? How does she feel now? Does she have regrets? What kind of oracle was she? Why did it all end? Oh, why do you have to put crystals in front of me and then give me a neutral? Oh, which 2 I pick will determine which one of these I will get. Oh, so I'm gonna get 2 crystals no matter what I choose. I see. If I do left and right, we'd go down the middle. Her relationship with chaos. We do power and neutral. We get what's wrong with Glory. We do bond and neutral. How does she feel now? Shit. Also, I think I ruined us getting Ursula Tells Me More, now that I look at it. Because we can only get 2 chaos crystals, can't we? Fuck! Oh wait, we can get no, that's 1. We literally, well, no, hold on. That's truth. Yeah. Yep, we're locked out of the Ursula Tells Me More. That's annoying. I guess we're gonna go with Ursula Takes My Hand path then. Fuck, I was... Damn you! Damn you, decision tree! Damn my lack of paying attention! Okay, so if we're gonna go for this one, we need a bliss and a bond crystal. We have bliss. We need to make sure we go through with a bond. Emrys! Secure. Contain. SCP. These are the stories you must know or not know if you're working in the anti-memetics division. Make sure to memorize or not memorize all of these details to protect yourself and those around you. Hi, Amers, how am I doing? We are losing our fucking mind in this game. Theorizing and romping with chaos. Welcome everyone from Emerus's place. Emerus, I don't know how long you were going, but it was probably a good long while, and I think you were doing a lot of speaking. You know, so make sure your thrusty is nice and lubricated. If you've been hydrating, make sure you hydrate as well. All right. You're not streaming, so now you can get up, you can wiggle. You know, you can leave a piss, you can take a water. Probably grab your water from someplace different than you piss, but I mean, I'm not your keeper. You do you. If y'all don't know me, I am Dreki Ormer, the Draconic Serpent, the Flightless Dragon, or simply the Worm on the internet. And we are playing Harmony, the Fall of Reverie today. A little shorter stream, but the thrusty is dry. No one likes a dry thrusty, all right? You gotta make sure it's nice and well lubed up. So yeah. Ah! Hey, welcome to Ziggurat, Witchy Demon, and Shady Shocky. Welcome. And I hope you enjoy foraging. There's lots of delicious fruits out in the jungle. Quite juicy, if I do say so. Watch out for the gnomes. They're fucking everywhere. I can't get rid of them. If you are familiar with this game, please no spoils. If you're not, to attempt to get people up to speed. Oh, thank you for the head pat. This is a visual novel. It's a bit of a 5 minutes in the future sort of situation in a vaguely Mediterranean city. Oh, damn! You pulled double Dreki cat loafs. Well, good. And you got the T-posing saints. You know, nice variety. Some slug cats, some Drekis, some plushies. Very nice. This is us basically looking into the future. So this is the visual novel excuse how we can see all the things that could possibly happen. We basically make decisions. We get these various crystals that are aligned with different gods. At the end of a chapter, we pick a thing. So far, there's been 3 chapters in every act. At the end of an act, we make a major decision. Each of the major decisions are locked behind having a number of specific crystals, and then the plot advances. The beginning of the game started with our mother going missing. We just finished the second act where we picked her up, and it turns out our mother was the previous oracle, and she was actually banging, allegedly seduced one of the gods, so good for her. So right now we are talking to our mom and trying to learn about what the fuck is going on. So let's figure out. Right. So I'm going to try and go for this. So we need to have a bliss and a bond crystal. We already have a bliss. We need to make sure we get through this with a bond crystal. How can I do that? That would lose me a bliss. Have a truth. Lose a bliss. Gain a bliss. Okay, so we can go through here. Admit her plan was good. Forgive Ursula. Show her her flaws. Show she can rely on you. So it seems if I want to do this one, I need to go what kind of oracle? Or I have to go for admit her plan was good. All right, so we can't take the chaos option, so we're kind of SOL on those. So we'll just go the middle path and figure out how it all ended for her. My mother starts to laugh. It's not a sound I'm used to hearing, to be honest.
No need to beat around the bush. They must have told you. I was cast out. Chaos and I broke their rules and made quite a mess in our effort to go undetected.
They caught you?
We were reckless. At the time, most of the aspirations also liked Glory. They didn't approve of me growing apart from her and from the heart. They had no suspicions about MK at all.
Interesting. Okay, Chimera. Alright. Oh, a nice refreshing Dreki drink. Full of water. Thank you. Ah, delicious. I like how they must have told you. Yeah, nah, they didn't tell me shit. Those bastards. They made me Oracle. They made me help them, and then they said me nothing. You hear me? Where's the Oracle? Ah, you can't freeze me. Kill me! Damn, that snake got brutalized and smeared across the screen. Now he's come back from the void, infested with chaos. Okay, but that's alright, that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be great. Chaos does interesting things with the color filters. We're gonna go with regret. So let's go with, what kind of oracle was she? Because we're gonna get rid of the power crystal anyway. Her gaze lingers on the necklace.
I found the pendant while I was researching the Oxyons. I think someone, the previous oracle, intended for me to find it. Reverie had only been without an oracle for a short time.
If you had more points, you'd throw Ghost on top of that.
When was this?
Oh, years ago, before you were born. Glory was the heart then. I knew I had to replace her, but I harbored no misgivings about her at the time.
So what happened?
The Glory has been ruling for a very long
My
time.
opinion changed because of how she dealt with monoconcern. And Reverie itself changed my perception of the world. I wanted Chaos to be the new heart. No oracle had ever chosen them, not one.
Oh, so it seems the oracles choose who is the new ruler of the age. Interesting. Also, Ursula looks like a character from Ace Attorney. I mean, I feel like most of the gods look like someone from Ace Attorney. Especially Chaos. Chaos is pretty awesome. Okay, yeah, I think all of the aspirations look like someone from Ace Attorney. I feel like Power is maybe the most tame looking. Also curious that there's 6 aspirations, but we have 7 question marks. Where's the old lady? There's an old lady that looks exactly like her, though. Ah, I see. Interesting. Power's too busy being Hades from Hades Town. True.
They were all too cautious.
Unlike you.
Indeed. Chaos has the power to change the very fabric of our world. Radically.
Radical. What's wrong with Glory? I'm gonna say your color wheel thing might be right if there's another aspiration you don't know about. No, because the missing one on the heart wheel is Glory, which would give us 6, but there's 7. Which makes me wonder if the unnamed void of non-existence outside the perimeter of Reverie might have a personification. I wonder if there'll be like a seventh path where it's like, fuck the gods. I become the new god. Create a new path. I haven't had the opportunity to get to know Glory yet, but Ursula has. She knows more about this situation than I do.
We were friends. Then MK showed up, and I tried to warn her that their motives were suspect. She didn't listen. When I reached out to her for support, she ignored me.
Well, it seems I have been slain. The great and powerful worm, rendered into a translucent existence of ectoplasm. Forever haunting the ziggurat, if forever is defined by a handful of minutes. Here lies the worm. We hardly knew him. They say his drinks were delicious. And also he was very eatable. So rests Dreki. Honor. Like Roy G. Bibb, but someone was like, Indigo's not a real caller. Fuck you at some point. Yeah.
If she had done something,
Hold on, give me a second.
Still be the Oracle today.
Oh crap! Oh, frogs!
Shit!
Shit!
Fuck! First you kill me and then you release all my frogs! Why did you kill my frogs too? Neither! I'm not Egyptian! You're not supposed to put my pets in with me? You monster! I can't believe you've done this.
But she never liked me disagreeing with her.
Oh, you're not a yes man? Begone, thought. Unoracles you.
Sounds familiar.
Wrong pyramids.
She let them condemn me and Chaos.
Your love is forbidden! She chuckles.
I confess, I thought you'd be less professional here, Polyhymnia. I'm glad you're taking your role as Oracle so seriously.
Saving Reverie? She suddenly looks at me with sadness. Oh, welcome to the Ziggurat, Cosmo the Owl. I think I forgot to say hello. My bad. I assume I was distracted. A lot of shenanigans go on whenever a raid happens. And I am very distractible. Ursula tells me that when she was the Oracle, she eventually spent more time in Reverie than in Brittle. She believed that helping the aspirations cooperate, encouraging them to act on humanity, was the best way forward.
For a while, I intended to return to Reverie to make amends, to ask them to forgive me.
But then I thought, fuck them! They kicked me out, I'm gonna kick them down!
Cast out, I felt like I had lost everything, and that never quite faded away. But right now, Reverie needs to be saved. MK has tightened its hold on Reverie. I'm worried about Glory. And yes, I did want to be reunited with Chaos.
There was that other half of the Kama Sutra we still had to get through.
That, I acknowledge, may sound silly to you, but it isn't to me. I'm not asking you to understand or even to respect it.
No wonder Ursula is in such an open relationship. You know, after banging a god, like I imagine mortal sex is just not the same, you know? You know, sometimes chaos would take all sorts of different forms. What single man can keep up with that for her? All right. What is Ursula's plan? Ursula takes a long breath. She tells me she's going to explain what happened in more detail.
Questions, of course. And I expect you've received some information you hardly know how to handle. I will explain in greater detail, but I ask that you don't interrupt me for the time being.
I nod. This is familiar territory. We went over the "don't interrupt me" directive often enough when I was growing up.
Shortly before I was made to leave Reverie, MK managed to locate an access point to Reverie. At the time, I had no clue how they had done it. Glory didn't see an issue. Quite the contrary, in fact. She had brought so much progress to humanity, she thought the two worlds merging was the natural next step.
Ah, okay.
So, she began to help them. Glory acted as the most potent influencing tool you can imagine. She made people want more, always more. She predicted the future and swayed their dreams.
Oh no. Glorious venture capital. The greatest monster of them all. A discussion with Chaos is starting to make more sense.
I already hated MK. They were turning Athena into some kind of grotesque amusement park. It was all about expensive products, new technologies, influence, and appearances. They raised the cost of everything, while their employees struggled to survive on minimum wage.
Yeah, good thing this is like just a fantasy game, you know? It's not something that we deal with in real life. Glory likes that infinite growth model. Yeah. Great. Game made by Brennan Lee Mulligan, where capitalism is the final bad guy.
And now, they own half of Athena. They have direct control of entertainment and advertisements, so we are under their thumb.
No, they even have control over our apples and our celery and our lemons. Not our lemons. The last straw was when she declared that Reverie should be on the blockchain. That's when I knew she had to be destroyed. The answer was chaos all along. Someone go get Shadow the Hedgehog, because it's time for us to chaos control! All the aspirations will now be minted into NFTs.
We'll give them money, labor, opportunity. All MK offers in return is an illusion. Monoconcern sells them a dream at an impossible price. That they can one day reach the life they aspire to, a life filled with leisure and success. A life where they will be wanted. A life with meaning and purpose. But in reality, this success is only to be enjoyed by a few. The rest of us are condemned to inadequacy.
Anyway.
Condemned to work and push forward, only to realize we'll never be enough. Never reach the dream dangling like a carrot on a stick, because it does not exist.
Very interesting how power and glory are split. Yes. It is. They have a very interesting way they've split up the mannerisms and personalities of the gods. You're an irredeemable monster. What took you so long, idiot? Talk about inadequacy. This speech is the most my mother has deigned to speak to me in years.
And now MK cannot be stopped. I know they corrupted Glory. And while Glory is in power, people cannot outgrow that dream. Aspirations send dreams to people. They inspire goals. People won't stop yearning for more while Glory reigns. And now, she is little more than MK's puppet.
All right, but what's your plan? But now what, Ursula? Also, can this go away, please? Thank you. tell Ursula about the situation in Reverie.
The other aspirations are worried about Glory. They can't reach her at all.
They're right to worry. I don't know what MK's modified egregor is doing to her, but she's likely not in good shape.
Not doing good.
No matter what you'll do next, Polyhymnia, I must warn you, I aim to continue with my plan.
What you want to fight me, mother? You want to throw hands at me? You ain't even the oracle no more. I'm the one who can step in Reverie. You're fucked, old woman. You're washed up. Can't do shit. Hey, welcome to Cigarette. Oats made in Broadnick.
I want Glory.
Don't mind me just talking shit.
Out of Reverie.
For the first time since the beginning of this conversation, I can hear the aspirations whispering at the back of my mind. Ooh, oh geez, goof. Yep. Fucked myself out of the chaos option, so that's great. Ooh, a dragon fruit. Delicious. Thank you for the dragon fruit. Alright. Trust isn't built on lies. Ooh, are we gonna have a conversation in each of their homes? Despite their usual icy aloofness, Truth seems vulnerable. Their stare is piercing, as though they're trying to compensate for what they can't see.
Be careful with her, Harmony. Your mother is a human playing God. She and Chaos threatened the very balance of Reverie.
Did they? Or were you jealous?
And now look at us. Uneven. Discordant. I forgive Chaos for imprisoning me. It is their nature. But to see how little our former oracle has changed, it saddens me.
Ursula isn't surprised by Truth's reaction. She smiles a little. I don't tell her that Truth sounds a bit intimidated.
Truth is certainly hoping you don't turn out to be a copy of your mother.
I don't think we need to worry about that. Pity for the selfish. Bliss tucks her gamepad into one of her voluminous pockets and cocks her head to one side, thinking.
I understand. I'd have been gutted to be cut out of Reverie. I mean, it's much more fun here, and Ursula loved us. But she didn't think about us. We starved without an oracle to bring us egregor. And no egregor means we're half the aspirations we used to be, Sprout.
Wait, you fired the oracle but then starved yourself? Because you didn't have an oracle?
It sucks though. I feel sorry for her.
Seems like a foolish choice. Ursula isn't surprised to hear this.
Do you think I have no self-awareness? I know I was selfish, but I felt like I had lost everything. I didn't think I'd refuse to let go of my ties to Reverie, but I did.
A scornful reaction. Alright, this is the only place we haven't been to, I think. Oh, and Glorious Place, of course. Power radiates a sense of stony hatu.
Your mother thought she was stronger than all of us.
Why does he have fish swimming in his place? I love the fish, though. The fish are cool.
She could have looked for a new oracle to help us. Instead, she refused to accept her fate. And she sought her own solution to our problem. Very presumptuous of her.
Ursula asks me what I'm hearing. When I repeat it to her, she laughs. Dude likes his fish. I mean, perhaps. I guess he is very dad-coded. Even has his own fish in his realm to go fishing for whenever he feels like it.
Easy to say for someone who banished me from reverie on the basis of some obscure celestial inhibition. There was nothing actually preventing me from being with Chaos. The aspirations just didn't think a human was good enough.
Damn. Chaos, we're banishing Ursula for your own good. That the humans making you act unwise. All right, Chaos. We need you clear-headed, okay? Okay, so we need a bond crystal. This will trade our power for a bond. I've tried appealing to her. I've tried pleading. I've tried questioning. Now, I'm getting mad.
Could have told us. We could have helped. I always thought you were too proud, and now I know I was right.
Ursula smiles. She seems happy I'm challenging her a bit.
Fair enough, my dear. Fair enough.
I can feel my heartbeat slow a little. My brow cool.
Can you at least rely on us now?
She nods. I can tell she's a bit shaken.
I was not expecting anyone to look for me, to be honest. You all know how I can be.
I do. I just wish I knew her better. Good shit. End the conversation. Whatever vulnerabilities I've managed to expose seem to disappear as Ursula regains her usual level of strict composure.
At least my time at MK HQ gave me an idea of what to do next. I'm not ready to share it yet. We'll discuss it tomorrow.
Does it involve Molotov cocktails? We didn't get to use that plan last time, but that just means we can make even more.
After what you did, I'm certain MK knows we're onto them. Get ready, Polyhymnia. You probably won't need to keep your secrets much longer.
And hopefully, you know, going up against MK won't involve some kind of Mortal Kombat sort of thing, you know. that would be awkward. Save Molotovs for next time.
We're going to need all the help we can muster.
Ursula takes my hand. Suddenly, Ursula looks weary. The conversation seems to have exhausted her. She slips her hand into mine, squeezing hard. Is that a tear glistening on the corner of her eye?
I'm sorry.
I feel like she's finally allowing herself to let her guard down.
I suppose the Orgrill told you how to give me the courage to be vulnerable. I could hold it against you. It's rather manipulative, but I've never really opened up to you, have I?
That is an interesting situation, because she knows that we can see the future and know which act. That's kind of twisty. Oh. Hold on. If MK has prescience, are they going to start interfering with our augural? Are we gonna start making decisions and then suddenly find stuff that we didn't think would get blocked off is suddenly blocked off? Oh, that would be so meta fuckery. Oh man. Ooh, that would be so interesting.
I'm glad you're still trying to understand me, even though I don't deserve it.
have a second Chaos Crystal. Fuck me. Man, come on! Well, time for some new horizons. I guess we're playing Animal Crossing now? Ursula stands
You've
up.
set foot on a cosmic path, but you've only just begun. And now you know you have an enemy to face to preserve Reverie and Brittle. How you accomplish this is up to you alone. I have my own ideas about how to proceed. I'd like us to work together. But again, that's up to you.
She walks me to the door. I'm not sure what to think. No, I can't pick up the middle one. I needed 2 to be able to get the middle one, which gives me a 3rd and lets me take the side option. And the reason I couldn't is because over here, there was a timer. So I could only ask one of these and been able to go through. Because I asked both of them, I was forced to take an option that removed one of my Chaos Crystals. So I was SOL. Kind of halfway on both of these. So kind of middle of the path. Okay. Also, I like how we do like, oops. And it's like water.